Hello, beautiful specimen, and welcome back to my channel, or to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a graphic liner for St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to be doing a black kind of outline. If you've seen my Instagram, you've seen the orange line with the bats on it. It's going to be something similar to that, but with clovers and black and green. I'm here with Ray. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Am I the a-hole for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after what she did? So, my 28M sister, 30F. What?
Struggling?
No, the first sentence. So, my 28M sister, 30F.
Yeah, he's a male.
Okay.
He's 28.
No, I was just like, they should have worded that differently. Anyways, is getting married in a few months. We've always been so close, or so I thought. I was really excited for her and assumed I'd be part of the wedding party. But when she sent out the invitations, I noticed something weird. My name wasn't listed as a groomsman or even part of the wedding party at all. I asked her about it, thinking maybe it was a mistake, and she awkwardly told me she and her fiance had decided to only have people who really fit the aesthetic in the wedding.
I mean, okay.
Apparently that meant my younger brother, 25M, was in, but I wasn't. When I pushed for an explanation, she eventually admitted it because I have a visible birthmark on my face, and she didn't want it to stand out in the photos. I was stunned. I told her that was incredibly shallow and hurtful, but she doubled down, saying it was her special day, and that she had the right to curate the look of however she wanted.
What? Stop it. Why are you trying to eat the suitcase? Sorry, that's my cat.
Our parents are trying to keep the peace, however, saying she's just a bit of a bridezilla and that I should attend to support her. But honestly, I feel so disrespected I don't even want to go anymore. Now my family is calling me petty and saying I'm making a big deal out of nothing. My sister even said, it's not like I don't love you, I just don't want you in my wedding pictures, which doesn't really make me feel better. So am I the a-hole for refusing to go?
No, Vina. Anyways, no, that does not make you an a-hole for not wanting to go based off of that. Are you going to regret not going and supporting your sister? That is something that you need to consider. Ooh, okay. But it's an a-hole move for her to not want you in her photos just because of something that you cannot help or control. Now, if you had dyed hair, tattoos, and all that stuff, and she didn't really want that aesthetic, that's just a little bit more understandable, because that is something that you can control. That's something that you chose, but you didn't choose to have a birthmark on your face.
And if she really want him in the wedding, they can do makeup to cover stuff, even with tattoos.
Yeah, that, and realistically, if you really cared and loved your sibling, it wouldn't matter.
Stop it.
You would want them there because you love them and you want them to be a part of it.
Be good. Cracking. You got anything else to say for that one?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Am I the a-hole for terrorizing my brother, making him live in his own filth?
Okay.
This is the long one, and there's an update. It's the very top, so. My brother are all pigs. We have a very traditional house where girls cleaned and washed the dishes from the time we were old enough to walk and stand on chairs, and my brothers never did anything as adults and cannot even turn a washer on. I very much resenting how I felt like I had to raise my own father, and how holidays and weekends were always spent with my brothers and dads lying around and us cleaning. Even Christmas.
Early gypsies?
I don't know.
That's my initial thought.
Even Christmas, they got to play with their toys and we went in the kitchen. I do not care about excuses like I was never taught. We're all adults now and they can YouTube and Google whatever they need. They do not know. I learned how to patch walls, change tiers because they misspelled it, change tires, change oils, etc. all the gender stuff I was never taught, so I do not see why he can't as well. My brother got put out by his girlfriend after they just had their first kid because he does not help with anything. Since staying with me, I have forced him to do stuff. When he first moved in my house, went from my tidy clean utopia to a disgusting mess. He would spit sunflower seeds on the floor, hide his food and dirty dishes around the house, spit chewed gum behind the coffee machine, feet from the trash can, hide snack food everywhere. Okay, I hide the snack food places too. As long as it's not opened.
Even so, like, that's excessively gross. Like, you don't have to be taught that ew.
Smoke on the toilet and put cigs out on the floor or on my floor, which is a slap in the face as I asked him not to even smoke inside because I do not smoke. Leaving his dirty clothes everywhere, even on the living room floor, etc. Even when he ordered food for himself, he would eat at the table, then leave it for me to put away for him. Anytime he took anything out of the fridge, he would leave it on the table and would often leave the fridge open. I am not joking. I found maggots 3 times from his mess.
Kick him out.
Yeah, I was like, just kick him out. I lost it and told him to change his behavior totally or get out. Well, he started doing stuff, but as badly as he could. He would put bowls in the dishwasher so they would be filled with nasty water. Mop with the same water for days on, leaving it smelling of rot. Do this for laundry. Do his laundry by putting it in the washer and leaving it in for me to finish. Put food away by throwing it all over the fridge, spilling food everywhere. The best was when he put the syrup away upside down on the top shelf with no lid, coating my entire fridge in syrup and took hours to clean, etc. Then he would say, I am trying, you are just being a B word. A female dog. I lost my temper. And I know I couldn't leave him on the street. She could. So I divided the house. The cabinet doors all have locks from the previous owner. So I got him some dishes from Goodwill and forbidden him from using any of my dishes. So he is eating off his filthy dishes. I made it very clear that anything left on the floors, clothing, etc. gets a 1-day grace period, then I will be throwing it away. Same with the few dishes he has, as he would leave them in the sink until they started to grow mold. I started locking my bathroom door and he has to use it. He has to use the one in the basement, which I refuse to clean. If his clothes are in the washer for more than 8 hours and I need to use it, I dump them wet on his bed. Any trash he leaves laying around goes on his bed. If he orders food and gets up and leaves his leftover, I leave them to rot and then they get thrown away. Though twice the idiot has left food out overnight and came out and started angrily eating it, was glaring at me. Both times the idiot got food sickness. He destroyed my fridge again, putting juice in upside down with the lid barely on, once again destroying my food. So I mopped it up with a towel and dumped the towels and all my ruined food on his bed, then put a lock on my fridge. He hates me and says I'm terrorizing him. I say I was forced to mother him as a child, but was never given the parental control to actually teach him how life works. And since my brothers used my childhood to treat me like a maid, I will no longer parent them. My view is some lessons have to be learned painfully. I will not gentle parent a grown man who cannot close a fridge door. Am I the a-hole?
No, kick him out. You're giving way too much grace.
Like, I give grace. I don't go that
Can
far.
he not move back in with y'all's parents? Like, or any of the other siblings? Like,
the parents could have passed on.
Okay, they still said that they had other siblings. Can he not move in with any of them? Like, there's gotta be other ways.
Yeah, like, I'm not the most clean person, but I'm nothing like that. If
one of my good friends is living with, I'm not going to specify exactly who they are to them, but a person, and is going through something similar, and they can't break a lease, and they're both on the lease. So I tell them to have a mediated conversation with a trusted person, and then write a contract after that. And if it is not followed, you can get a lease broken. And or once the lease is up, you can leave it to them and let them deal with the consequences of their actions.
The update. I could not believe my eyes when I opened Reddit and saw the number of notifications. Wow, just to update everyone. Things came to a head today. I had to work the early shift and had a session with my table tonight at 6. I am DMing a few D&D games. I begged my brother to keep the living room clean. I came home and the house was more than trashed. I mean, it looked like a bomb went off. He even dropped a cup of milk on the floor and left it. I flung the whole milk jug at his head and screamed at him to GTFO.
Good.
He tried to bulk up on me and I lost the screaming get out over and over. I guess he saw how unhinged I was because he stormed out. I cleaned up the milk, then jumped online to message everyone to cancel and saw the 700 plus notifications. You all gave some really solid advice, and I knew reading the replies last night that this was over. I was going to give him a few weeks, but seeing that milk all across the floor, or across my new floor, was the last straw. I don't know where he's going. I don't care. Thank you all. I love Reddit people. End of update.
Good. I'm glad he's out. You shouldn't have even had to clean that up. He should have had to, but...
Also, how do you put away juice upside down?
Without a lid.
No, the lid was on. It's not on all the way. Syrup was the one that didn't have a lid.
Oh, regardless, how do you even do that?
Hi, Vina. Friend is mad after learning details of my giggity life. I've learned that my 53F... Why do they do it like this? So their 53 husband, John, 55M, shared with his closest friend, Tom, 55M, the details of an intimate encounter we had recently, and somehow Tom's wife is annoyed with me now. The basic details are this. During a recent text exchange, John and Tom were discussing mouth giggity.
Is this just a guy thing?
What? Talking about it?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Tom said he no longer receives mouth giggity from his wife because she thinks they are kind of, that one I don't know how to censor.
Where?
Kind of. It's,
I can't see. Schmudgy.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Perverted and more of a college or 20s kind of thing. John said sometimes they can be very much connecting and loving, and Tom asked for an example. So John shared details of a recent mouth giggity that I gave him. I saw the text, and it was kind of explicit. John described a time when I hadn't been feeling physically well for about a week and offered to give John some attention. Sat him on the bed, knelt on the floor in front of him, saying, and did my thing. He described it as a loving thing, just giving him attention and satisfying him. But he did describe some details. What I do with my hands and thumbs that make him crazy. What I said to him as I finished with my hands. How after he finished, I got on the bed while he was kind of out of it. Rubbed his face and scalp, his chest gently.
Blah, 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 blah. Skip this. I don't want to hear this.
Well, Tom's wife saw these texts and let me know immediately. She's upset that John told him so much detail and seems to think I should be very upset too. I let her know I didn't think it was a huge deal. Guys talk to their close friends about things, which is healthy. She has given me the cold shoulder since we were friends, not exactly close, but that seems to be on hold now. Should I be more understanding of her annoyance here, or I don't know what's behind this?
She's annoyed because now her man is jealous and is wanting that, but she won't do it. Simple as that.
I think she's more annoyed because of how much detail.
I mean, it was...
It's guy talk. If you don't like it, don't read the messages.
I mean, there is that, but he basically texted Korn.
Yeah?
So...
But that's guy talk.
I'm not a dude, so... Teach their own.
Yeah, guy talk is very wild.
I've heard some conversations.
It can be like that, or it can be very tame. Anyways, am I the a-hole for calling on my husband's friend after he made inappropriate comments about my son's paternity?
Okay.
I don't know what that word means right now. I can't think.
What, paternity?
Yeah.
Biological father.
Okay, thank you. I was like...
I thought she fell through the box for
a
second.
So too. I'm like, what? 23F. I've been married to my husband, Alex, 27M, for 2 years. And we have a 10-month-old son, Dylan. Alex has a friend named Mike, 27M. They've been best friends since high school. From my first encounter, I did not like Mike. He's really childish, likes to be center of attention, has a crude sense of humor. It's like he never got out of his frat boy phase. All of my husband's friends are married or in a long-term relationship, whereas Mike has never been in a long-term relationship or brought any woman around. He's also made some weird comments towards me that made me uncomfortable. My husband has a deep bond with Mike, and they often go on hunting trips or have boys' nights. I've never tried to keep my husband from hanging out with his friend, but I have limited my contact with Mike as much as possible since we've been together. Mike came over to pick up my husband to go golfing. I was holding our baby when I entered the door. Mike greeted us at the door, asked to hold my baby, and was cooing at him. Then he said, "Hey there, man, come to Papa." And my husband and Mike started laughing. A bit of a background. I have brown hair and blue eyes, and my husband has black hair and brown eyes. Our son's hair is coming in blonde, and he has blue eyes. Mike has blondish hair and blue eyes. I was a bit caught off guard by it. Ignored his comment. Mike then said, "He looks like me. Maybe he's mine." And then my husband and Mike continued to laugh. I was obviously not amused. I told Mike to hand me my son, and I told him not in a million years, and no woman with the sense would want you. Neither my husband nor Mike laughed at my comment, and Mike just made a face before he and my husband left. Later, my husband told me I took it too far with Mike, that Mike was just joking, but I made it personal. I told him those comments were disrespectful to me as his wife and the mother of his child. He then said it's obviously not true, so why am I upset when I know how Mike is?
It just depends on the dynamic between everyone in a situation as to whether comments like that are, I don't want to say acceptable, but like more okay.
Okay, but how I see it. Mike and her husband were laughing at it.
I mean, I don't necessarily see a problem with it, but she hasn't liked him and is uncomfortable with him, and she did go a little far with some of the things that she said, but
almost because, like, so what if he's 27 and isn't married, or has any that she knows of any long-term relationships? Sometimes relationships aren't meant for everyone.
I give up on this card.
And then how she's saying that he's childish. Every guy that I know is childish. They have their serious sides, but they're all childish. For instance,
men know how
your
to have
husband,
fun more than women.
For instance, your husband, he can be serious when he wants to, but man, is he a goofball. And I don't know him nearly as well. I've only met the dude once. Technically twice, but still. This is a story. It's able to read, but the title, it's also on a burner account.
Mm.
Am I the a-hole for wanting to leave my pregnant wife after she's done with pregnancy?
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was like, this is a story. Burner account. I don't even know where to start, man. We've been together 4 years, and in the beginning it was solid. It felt like I had found my person. But somewhere along the way, she just let herself go. And I don't even mean she looked like her looks. That's part of it. It's like she stopped giving a dang about everything. Herself, me, life in general. She had a really bad manic episode. It's been a downward spiral ever since. I still love her. I do. We had our first kid together last June, and now she's pregnant again, due in October. But honestly, I'm terrified. The last pregnancy was hell, and we didn't get along at all. I thought having a kid would bring us closer, but it just magnified the cracks, and now we're about to do it all over again. Monogamy has always been a mess for us. We had this so-called open relationship for a while, and when she decided she was done, I cut things off with the girl I was seeing. She never did. Kept talking to a guy she was messing with, plus her ex says they're just friends, but anytime we argue, guess where she ends up? At his place. I asked her to at least cut off the ex. Non-negotiable for me, but she lied over and over. I'm not innocent though. I had a moment of weakness with a girl in my field. She found out, but let's not pretend she hasn't cheated a lot. The only reason I ever let it slide was because of the whole open thing we built. But I told her straight up, if you want to leave, I get it. But I can't do the silent treatment and the negativity anymore. Truth is, the girl was saying before I cut it off, we clicked, like really clicked. And now sitting in this situation, I know I can't do this anymore. Not to make this about money, but I dang near triple what she does. And I handle everything. And yet, she treats me like I'm just here to be miserable with her. It's like she keeps me around just to have someone to be nasty to. And I'm done. I'm going to be 40 next year, and I don't have time for these games. She's 25, still young enough to play the indecisive card, but I'm not. We tried therapy. She hated it. She said the therapist was biased, flipped out so bad that he refuses to see both of us together anymore. That should tell you something. Writing this has drained me, man. I worked too hard for this level of dysfunction. Whether she pushed for the second baby or not, I don't want her feeling like I used her, and I don't want to leave her stranded, but I also can't do this. Open to feedback.
She sounds like the type of girl that would be like, I'm gonna unsubscribe from life if you leave me type girl. And I mean, don't be shallow about it. Don't just because of looks, but if you're really not feeling it and you're not happy, it's better to just not be with someone you're not happy with, especially if there's kids involved, than, like, even just staying together for the kids. Like, that's not...
A lot of people are saying that he's an issue.
Well, yeah.
Because he is 40, almost, and she's 25.
I mean, yeah.
So he was 36 when she was 19.
Yeah. It's weird, but legal.
And then everyone's saying stuff about his kids. I'm like, well, why would he talk about his kids in a post? That he's just trying to get advice about breaking up with a pregnant wife. How I personally see it, as long as you're still going to help with the kids, you don't have to be with them.
Do what makes you happy, even if it makes you seem like an
Am I the butt face for not testifying at my ex-girlfriend's dad's trial?
Okay.
That's why I want to read it, just because it sounds like it's going to be a juicy story.
Way to sound gay.
Whenever I word things, when don't I? I don't really know how Reddit works, so if this is worded poorly, I apologize. But I really want an outside perspective of this situation. So around 3 years ago when I was 16, I was introduced to this girl, 19. Let's call her Lola. I was just out of a bad relationship and was looking to meet new people, so my friend introduced me to her. A little context. My first girlfriend was someone who had a lot of mental health problems. Not that it made her a bad person or made our relationship toxic, but it was publicly known among friends that this was just the case. This led people to think, or I guess joke about that I had a thing for girls with mental issues. So I probably should have been suspicious when my friend was saying how perfect this girl was for me. Anyways, moving on. I was messaging this girl for about 2 weeks, and she seemed nice enough, so I asked her if she wanted to go on a date. She agreed, and the date did not go well. She was nice enough and was cute, but she was coming out on way too strong. She did stuff like trying to get physical in public almost immediately after meeting up, trying to organize a trip to her house to meet her parents, and telling me that she loved me as I said bye to her.
Okay, so very quick to be attached.
All in all, I just didn't have a desire to see her again, which I told her the next day over text. She did not take it well, and while I will save the details, she was basically guilted me with her life. I panicked and quickly caved, saying that I won't stop talking her out of fear. We sort of dated for about a month after that, and while I'm ashamed of it, we ended up getting physical, and she became obsessed with me. Honestly, I'm not a great person, so I kind of enjoyed the attention and considered letting it go, but not saying the specifics. She was becoming increasingly destructive to not only herself, but me. I eventually snapped out on it and cut her off for good. I think I handled the situation terribly, but I was inexperienced and afraid, so I don't beat myself up. Anyways, about 7 months later, she contacts me through our mutual friend and begged me to meet her so I can help her testify at a trial against her dad who essayed her. I had no knowledge of anything related to that, nor had I ever met her dad, so on top of just general resentments about a relationship, I was confused why she was even asking me. I pretty much told her that it sucks, it happened, but I'm not doing that. She contacted me immediately and pleaded for me to help her, saying how important this was, and how I can really... It's not over.
Even so, there's nothing that he could say to help the case. He didn't witness it or know her. Or, like, know him, is what I meant.
But yeah, and pleaded for me to help her, saying how important this was, and how I can really... I don't know what that means. So I told her to get effed. That there is no way I can or would help. Get and never contact me again. I completely forgot this happened after the event and didn't think about it until my friend brought it up to me recently, since the dad ended up not facing any charges and called me a heartless monster beyond redemption. I don't really feel bad about it though, so I want to hear about what you guys think.
I mean, if she was so obsessed with you and never told you about it, I want to know how true it is. Because in today's society, so many people lie about that stuff, and it really sucks for those who have actually been through it. I am one of those people that have been through it, and I personally am working through it. And unfortunately, because of the people that lie about it, no one that ever did anything to me ever got anything for it. Because I was not believed, because I didn't do...
String's gonna make me really mad.
Because I didn't do any kits or anything like that. I didn't have video proof or anything like that. So it was my word against theirs, for the most part. So...
Yeah, the people in the comments, the top comment, if you never met the guy, fail to see how your testimony would be relevant.
Exactly.
NTBF, I don't know what that means. And then OP replied, I don't really know either, but she told me that she talked to me about the events as they were happening, or something along those lines, which I have no memory of. Another person commented underneath, if it makes you feel better, her lawyer wouldn't put you on the stand if you don't have any memory of anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this comment. How are you supposed to testify about something you never witnessed? Even if the person did tell you about what was happening in real life, that is hearsay. You would have to physically see or hear something. I don't even see how you could be caught as a witness. If you could have, and they thought your testimony would have merit, you would have been issued a summons to appear in court.
Yep.
That her abuser did not face consequences for their actions is no way your fault.
Nope.
Something tells me that her elevator does not go all the way up to the top floor. I am not trying to discount what happened to her, but all of this has nothing to do with you. Keep your distance from her, and any of your friends, quotations, start coming for you at this, or start coming at you for this, they need to be cut out. You do not have to entertain or support someone. There are therapists for that. She needs professional help to deal with that. What happened to her? You cannot fix this for her. She needs to get off her knight in shining armor fixation and start taking responsibilities for her own life.
Yes. And also, if
that was definitely a comment, though.
No, that comment's fair, though. It's valid. And especially if she did lie about that, just be careful that she doesn't try to lie about that about you, OP. Because
it's not fun.
If she lied about her father doing it, I'm not saying whether she lied about it or not. I have no idea. I don't know her side. I don't know anything about that. But if it was a lie, it is very possible that she will lie about you because you didn't want to help her. I still hate people like that. I really, really do.
Yeah, so do I. I've been through this.
I don't blame you for hating it, but...
I've been through it.
We both have valid reasons for hating it. How about that?
There you go.
Opposite spectrum.
Yes. Am I the a-hole for dating a married woman while her husband knows and allows it?
Okay.
At first I thought it was like a sugar daddy type thing. They're all close in age.
I mean, you can still be a sugar daddy.
I understand that.
I mean,
I,
okay.
20M, have been dating my girlfriend 26F for almost a year now. The thing is, she's married, and her husband, 29M, knows all about it. He's completely fine with it, even encourages it. At first, I didn't think much of it, figured it was just an open relationship, and if they're both happy, then who was I to judge?
Mm-hmm.
But the longer this has gone on, the weirder it feels. The way she treats him compared to how she treats me is unsettling. With me, she's sweet, she's laughing at my jokes, texts me all the time, surprising me with little gifts. She'll cook dinner for me, sit on my lap, stroke my hair while we watch TV. It feels like a relationship, like a real one. With him, it's like he's invisible. She barely talks to him unless she needs something. And when she does, it's always in this cold, dismissive tone, like he's a butler, not her husband. He
Could be
handles all the
contract
bills, keeps
or
the house
arranged.
clean, even makes excuses to leave whenever I come over. He never eats with us. He waits until we're done, like he's not even allowed to join. A few times I've seen them interact, it's like she barely tolerates him. Yet he's still always there, ready to do whatever she asks, thanking me for making her happy. I tried asking about it once. I asked if she even liked him. She just shrugged and said, in a way. That stuck with me. The way she said it was so casual, like it wasn't even a question worth asking.
Sounds like a pushover.
I told my brother about it the other day. He just straight up called me a homewrecker. He said just because a guy allows it doesn't mean it's right. That I'm taking advantage of some messed up dynamic and should have more self-respect. But at the same time, if he's okay with it, if this is the life he chose, am I doing something wrong? Am I the a-hole for staying in a relationship?
I mean, no, but if you feel weird about it, then it's your prerogative to stay or go. I don't really have much to say about that. Other than, like, it could be a contract marriage or arranged or, I don't know. To each their own is what I'm gonna say.
Am I the a-hole for telling a parent it's not my fault her daughter isn't invited to my daughter's birthday party? Before I even read anything, no, it's your kid's birthday party.
Yeah, they
She
have
can
the right
invite
to
who-
choose who
she
they
can
want to
invite who she
invite.
wants to invite. A student parent is upset with me because she and her daughter can't get their way. Not going to lie, I had problems with this parent because she's a very stubborn person. For some time, my daughter was getting bullied by this one girl in her class. We will call her Mina for this. She's been saying racist things about my daughter and her friends, making comments about my daughter's dark skin. I made a complaint about it to the school. Sad that black people get so much hate. They said they would do something but didn't. My daughter would tell her teacher, the abyss. She looks high. Like her eyes are just...
When does she not?
That's fair.
Okay, you want out?
They said they'd do something about it, but didn't. My daughter would tell her teacher, but her teacher wouldn't listen to her. I met the bully mom before and discussed it with her. I asked if she can learn how to teach her child not to be bullied because it's making my daughter feel bad about herself. I could tell she was a parent that didn't care. She told me the girls are only playing, but I told her shouting racist slurs and throwing things at my daughter isn't playing.
No, it's not.
No, it can be. Depending on how you're raised. Like, if you're raised by a certain type of people, that's normal for you.
Doesn't matter.
No, I'm saying...
If it makes the other person uncomfortable and unhappy, that's not.
I'm saying in the mother's eyes, though, it could just be because they're playing, because that's how she was raised, that it's okay. Anyways. My daughter just ignored her since no one was coming to her defense, but me and her friends. Mina would sit by herself every day, so that's why she always messes with my daughter. My daughter just stays away from her in school. It upsets me when the school does nothing until it's too late. My daughter's birthday is Wednesday. She told me who she wanted at the party, and I sent invites to the parents' emails. Supposedly, one of the girls was talking about the birthday party, and Mina overheard it, so I'm guessing she went back to her mom to discuss it. I don't have Mina's mom's phone number, but she has my email. I didn't see the email until the next day before I was busy and had time on my phone. It was basically random about my daughter not inviting Mina. She had that Mina has been crying nonstop, so I should invite her since it's my fault. Quite frankly, I told her it's not my fault but hers. That's the end.
I mean, it's not the mom's fault that the kid didn't want that girl there. I mean, maybe that girl's just jealous of OP's daughter causing this. Maybe it was how she was raised, but regardless, it's no one's fault but their own.
Yeah, the first comment is, parties are about the, because it's about a daughter, parties are about the birthday girl, not about her bully feeling left out.
Uh-huh. Vina!
This is perfect for you.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, it's about the same for you and your husband, so. Is it gross for me, F22, to share washcloths with my boyfriend, M23?
A washcloth?
Yes.
No. I share a towel with my husband half the time.
Mm-hmm. We've been dating for a few years and recently moved in together. Since the beginning of our relationship, we've enjoyed showering together and we shared a washcloth to save soap. Since I didn't live there, I didn't think twice about sharing the washcloth. We still shower together regularly and share the washcloth. Part of me is thinking that this is probably gross and that we should stop, but the other part is thinking, I waste more soap. I can't ask my friends just in case it is actually really disgusting.
No.
Please give us your honest opinion. Thanks.
That's totally fine. Seriously? Like, no, that... Why are you questioning it? It's weird that you're questioning it.
Yeah, the first comment is, here's a scary thought. Put it in the washing machine every week. Imagine that.
Yeah, no
Share
kidding.
the washcloth. It's fine if you're okay with it. Not something I do, but whatevs. Like, if you're okay with doing it, their boyfriend's okay with doing it, who cares?
Whatever makes you happy. Whatever is easiest for you. Whatever's best for you. Like I said, I share a towel with my husband.
It's not like they haven't done more together. It's not like you trade saliva when you kiss.
Yeah.
Which is far more disgusting than sharing a washcloth to scrub soap on you, which is clean.
The thought of it is more disgusting. Realistically, it's normal, but that's not the point.
Am I wrong for considering breaking up with my boyfriend over his reaction to mishaps during our hotel stay?
Okay.
Yes, I just created this account, but I'm not fake. My boyfriend follows my regular Reddit account, and I don't want him to see this. My boyfriend and I took a trip for our anniversary. We stayed at a hotel for a couple of nights, and decided to get a cheaper one because we would only be there to sleep. I teased him that he was slumming it. He grew up rich, and he's used to nicer hotels. When we got to the room, it had 2 beds, despite us only booking one. I told him it was fine, but he was angry about it. He went down to change rooms. The front desk girl apologized and switched our rooms. The whole thing only took 10 minutes, but he was still upset by it. I've worked in customer service my whole life, and I told him it was just an easy remedied mistake. Around midnight the next night, we took a shower and realized we need more towels for the morning. He asked me to call for them to bring some. I called, and the girl said she couldn't bring them up herself because she was the only one working there. I told her no problem. I'd come down and get them. When I got back to the room, he asked where I went, and then I explained. He was PO'd and went on about how the hotel was an asshole. I found out that it's easier to let him rant until it burns out. Then on the drive home, he went on and on and on about how the hotel was poop. And the staff was incompetent. I've had enough and told him off. Who cares that our room was wrong? It was fixed quickly. Stuff happens. How would it feel if that was his daughter? How would he want her to going to a stranger's room in a sketchy hotel at midnight? He was taken aback, but said his daughter would never work at a job like that. I asked if she did. He said if she found herself in so low a position, she would have to deal with the unseemly consequences. I know I might be overacting, but I'm thinking about breaking up with him over this. I want children, and I never want them to feel that unseemly consequences are their fault. I've talked to my mom and best friend, my closest confidants, about this. Their advice is polar opposites. My mom says I should stay with him, and he's only tired and grumpy. My friend thinks I should run for the hills and should have a future with a man who acts like this. What do I do? Personally, I think the mom just wants for her to stay with him because of the money.
Yeah, no, run for the hills. I do not blame you at all for not wanting to be with someone that does not have the common courtesy or respect for workers that are quote unquote lower than him. Like, no.
Consequences.
No. No. I'd say leave.
I'd also say leave.
That's a boundary for me. If you cannot respect workers like that, then no.
Am I the a-hole for sleeping with someone else while me and my ex were fixing things? They're fixing things in quotations.
Okay.
So I think they were probably on a break or some stuff like that.
So probably not then, if that was something that was talked about, but okay.
My ex cheated on me and hid it for 8 months.
Oh, yeah, then no. No.
I found out by going through his text. That alone was devastating, even after knowing I stayed. Maybe I thought I could move past it, or maybe I just wasn't ready to let go. But the disrespect didn't stop there. Not long after, he slept with some girl from high school. The same week, we cremated my dog. Losing my dog was already heartbreaking, and then I found out he had betrayed me again. I need it again.
How many times did this man cheat?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Losing the dog, yeah, that is heartbreaking. But then where was the betrayal to begin with? I needed safety, but instead I got more pain. He apologized and showed remorse. I still loved him, so I gave him another chance. Then on a random Tuesday, he told me he loved me so much, but I couldn't do this anymore, and then immediately pursued other women. I was furious and hurt, so I slept with his best friend. His best friend then told my ex had been going to strip clubs and doing other behind my back. When my ex found out, he lost it, crying, screaming, shattering his phone. A week later, he apologized, admitting everything happened because of his own actions. We tried again, but it didn't last.
Girl, stop trying.
Yeah.
Show some respect for yourself. Don't look at me like that.
8 months went by, our longest time apart. I met someone new who treated me well, but my ex was always in the back of my mind. One day, he texted me saying I deserved better, but that he wanted to try again. Despite everything, I did too. I was guarded, and within 3 months, the same issues resurfaced, sneaking around, texting a girl he'd previously tried to sleep with, so I started talking to someone else too.
Girl, it's a pattern. Stop.
That guy lived in another state, so nothing happened at first, but during the last week of my relationship with my ex, he snuck off to an apartment where a girl he had slept with before lived. He claimed his friends were there because of the roommate, but I didn't trust it. So I went on a date, and later slept with another guy. At that point, my ex and I were in the middle of fixing things. There was nothing to fix. But he was already talking about leaving me even without knowing what I had done. And then I checked his phone and found inappropriate photos from other girls, corn, text, screenshots of random girls.
Hypocrite.
Was I really supposed to feel guilty?
No. Girl, stop.
8 months later, he wanted to fix things again.
Girl, you're just making me mad at this point.
I let it play out because I knew how he handled things, emotionally shutting down. But during those months, we were generally happy, and the guilt set in. After 3 months, I told him. He immediately told me to leave. He said he couldn't look past it since we were trying to fix things. I've apologized over and over because I do feel bad. Morally, I know it was wrong to sleep with someone and then be with my ex again. But I also know why I did it. I didn't want to be hurt again. Now he wants to speak to me. Am I the a-hole?
If you can't take it, don't dish it. God. Stop. Girl. You need a hobby.
Oh, gosh. This first comment, that's where the story ends.
Yeah. You need a hobby other than getting the on and off again with this man that has the habit and pattern of cheating on you and treating you like utter garbage. You deserve better. So what? You cheated on him. He cheated on you countless times before you cheated on him, and you technically didn't cheat on him because y'all were on a break.
One of the times, or 2 of the times they did.
You said it was only when I was on break. Or when they weren't together.
So, the best friend.
Yeah.
And then whenever...
And it was only after she found out that he was.
And then whenever he was sneaking around texting people and everything else when they were already back together, she went on a date with the guy and slept with him.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her. She can clearly do better.
Oh my, this is a story too.
That's fine. I have just mascara left, so.
So, long story, short story.
Nothing.
Oh, okay. If I can find a really short story, then maybe. Alright, here we go.
Oh, okay.
Am I the butt face? My boyfriend cheated on me and I broke up with him at his B-Day party. First off, no. I've been dating my boyfriend for almost 2 years. A day before his birthday, I found out through a mutual friend that he had been cheating on me with a girl from his gym. After looking into it, I saw proof, messages, and most transactions, and even photos of them together. I was heartbroken. I planned to confront him privately, but since his birthday party was already happening, I figured I'd just leave him then and there. I couldn't wait any longer and pretend. I pulled him aside and quietly said, I know about her, we're done, enjoy your birthday. Then I left. Afterwards, his friends texted me that I was cold for dumping him at his party, and he's been calling me cruel for ruining his night. But I didn't make a scene or tell everyone that what he did. I just walked away.
Girl, I would have made a scene. You want to act stupid? You want to F around and find out? And be pretty open about it? Nah. I'm gonna make a scene.
Alright.
I'm gonna take those pictures. I'm gonna display them. I'm gonna put a nice little slideshow together with happy pictures and trying to, like, celebrate you. And at the end, I'm gonna be like, and this is his side chick.
No,
But
I
it can
just
now
have
be
them, like,
his main
I
chick.
just have them, like, scattered through everything.
I'm
just gonna
petty.
read 3 comments real quick.
I'm petty.
MTB, he's just mad that he got caught and had to embarrassingly explain that you left because he was cheating on you. His friends are just mad that you made their friend look bad. Next comment, that's if, and it's a big if, he told them the truth.
Yeah, no kidding.
The 3rd comment, yeah, his friends all knew he was cheating. Come on, they're all in on it. Please. Not always do you, like, for instance, if my best friend were to cheat on my cousin, you really think he'd tell me?
If he told you, he'd be dumb because you are extremely protective of your cousin.
Either way, but you really think he would tell me? I've had friends cheat on people. They never told me they were cheating on. Not everyone talks about that. Oh, yeah, I'm with this one person. I'm also doing this other person at the same time while I'm dating this one person. No one does this. Guy talk is guy talk, yes, but no one just says, oh, yeah, I'm cheating on someone.
Oh, okay. Some people do. I know a couple people that do. They're more so on the frat type side, though.
Yeah.
So, there is that. Anyways, here is the finished look. They're not great, but honestly, I think it's cute. Just a little bit of green accent to it. It's very subtle, but it's there. So, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!